I'm about to say something that will probably have a lot of SEC fans mad at me, but I do not believe that Joni Taylor and the 14 and 12 Texas A&M Aggies deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. I don't think that they deserve to be in the round of 68. I don't. They're going to be playing in the first four. They're going to be playing on their home court. You heard that right. Texas A&M is going to be playing at Reed Arena against the McNeese Cowgirls, who are 28 and 5. I'm looking at these two teams, and I will be honest with you. I honestly think that McNeese is better, but A&M's playing on their home court. Think about that for a minute. Now, Joni Taylor made it to the first round in 2023, 2024. She went 19 and 13. Then went 10 and 19 last year. Went 9 and 20 her first year. She went 140 and 75 at Georgia. She is currently 185 and 30 and 132. She's gone 45 and 57 at Texas A&M. On the other hand, this is Ayla Gazzardo's first year at McNeese and as a head coach of the Cowgirls. But before that, she was the head coach of Southeastern Louisiana. And she made it to the NCAA tournament in 2022-2023. She was the Southland Conference Coach of the Year that year. Then she last year took them to the WBIT, was the runners up in the tournament. This year she went 28 and 5 with McNeese. McNeese, now let me tell you something. They haven't been able to beat a, a power conference this year, but they played some decent teams. These two teams playing up against each other going to be interesting. It really will. And in a lot of ways, McNeese is the better team, but they're small ball. They're, that they are not the size that you would expect to be able to compete with any power conference team, especially a SEC team. One of the biggest players there is Ford Alva Mofak. She is 6'4". She is a sophomore. She is from Sweden. 6'5", Wilmy Joseph. She's the center from Greenwood, Indiana. This is going to be an interesting game. It really is. So we're going to cover this by the numbers, as I always do, because you know me. If you've been to this channel before, I cover these games by the numbers. So let's get into it. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Since they're the visiting team, we're going to start with the Cowgirls. They have scored on average 69.4 points a game. They're 116th in the nation. They have allowed 52.9 points. They have a 40.9 field goal percentage. They're 152nd at that. 77 or 72.6 free throw percentage. They're 142nd in that. 33.9 3-point percentage. They are 62nd in that. They make 5.5 3-points a game, 241st. 14.2 assists, 109th. They make 30 defensive rebounds a game, 297th in that. They only make 10.3 turnovers a game. They're third in the nation on that stat. But they only do 1.3 block shots. They're 360th. And they steal the ball 15.1 times a game. Heard that right, 15.1 times a game. So, what they don't have in size, they make up for in a interesting defense. When watching this game, Dakota Howard is the person to watch. She leads in points, rebounds, and steals. She is a forward. 23.8 minutes, 12.8 points, 6.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 2.9 steals, zero point 0.3 blocks, 1.4 turnovers, 49.2 field goal percentage. She doesn't make three-pointers. 69.7 free throw percentage. Ariana Patton is the other one you've got to pay attention to. She's a guard, 26.4 minutes, 11.2 points, 1.2 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.3 steals, no blocks, zero point 0.9 turnovers, 40.5 field goal percentage, 40.2 3-point percentage, though, 83.3 free throw percentage. Jalencia Pierre, she leads in assist, 23.5 minutes, 9.8 points, 2.2 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 2.1 steals, no blocks, 1.7 turnovers, 44.3 field goal percentage, 27% 3-point percentage, and 70.1 free throw percentage. Lexi Alexander, who leads in blocks as a forward, 23.8 minutes, 8.9 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.8 steals, 0.7 blocks, 1.1 turnovers, 44 or 47.7 field goal percentage, doesn't make three-pointers, 69.4 free throw percentage. This is a team that forces you to turn over the ball. Dakota Howard is the star of this team, and man, does she rock out. Now, this team could probably do block shots a little bit more. I mean, seriously, they need to do more block shots. But considering how they do their defense, that's not that big of a deal. And Dakota Howard is a freshman. You heard that right. Dakota Howard is leading this team as a freshman. This is a Cowgirls team that you have to watch out for. I would say Dakota Howard is going to be a problem for whoever. She's playing both sides of the ball, and she's doing what she needs to do to help her team win. And then she's backed up by several good players. I mean, you take a look at Jalencia Pierre. She's taking control of the court for the team. She may not be the best shooter, but she's taking control of the court. And that's followed up by Ariana Patton, that's scoring whenever Dakota Howard can't. Interesting team. Now, the Aggies, 65.3 points a game. They're 191st in that. They allow 67.5 points to be scored against them. They allow more points to be scored against them than they score. 39% field goal percentage. They're 256th. 67.8 free throw percentage. 289th. 30% 3-point percentage. 218th. 5.6 3-points made a game. 237th. 13.1 assists, 175th. 33 defensive rebounds, 158th in that. One of the few stats that they're better than the Cowgirls on. 15.8 turnovers a game. They're 214th in that. But they do make 3.2 block shots, 154th in that. So block shots, defensive rebounds, and 3 points made are what they're better at, but they make 5.6 3 points to Cowgirls 5.5. Now, they also steal the ball 9.4 times a game. Ny'Ceara Pryor, one of the two players you really have to pay attention to on this team. 16 she's in the game 33.3 minutes, 16.3 points, 4.2 rebounds, 7.1 assists, 3.6 steals, 0.2 blocks, 3.4 turnovers though, 42.4 field goal percentage, 31.3 3-point percentage, and 64% free throw percentage. Fatmata Jana, the other one that you need to pay attention to, almost a double-double machine. She's in there 26.7 minutes a game, 11.6 points, 9.9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1.5 steals, 0.4 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, 43.3 field goal percentage, 34.5 3-point percentage, and 83.6 free throw percentage. So she's a shooter, actually a little bit better than Ny'Ceara Pryor. Janae Kent, 26.6 minutes, 8.8 points, 3 rebounds, 0.9 assists, 0.4 steals, 0.3 blocks, 1.5 turnovers, 35.3 field goal percentage, 31.5 3-point percentage, and 76.2 free throw percentage. Lauren Ware, who leads in blocks, 24.3 minutes, 6.8 points, 5 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 0.8 steals, 1.3 blocks, 1.4 turnovers, 50% field goal percentage, but doesn't shoot 3-pointers, 62.5 free throw percentage. I'm looking at this team. Now, Sarah Pryor and Fatmata Jana are key for Texas A&M. But the problem is that their shooting is okay. That's about it. They're okay. They've got a lot of players that aren't. When you've got a 39% team field goal percentage, you're not shooting that good. They're one of the few teams worse than my beloved Lady Balls on that. 30% 3-point shooting. Not good at that. They Your two best players are turning over the ball at a high rate. And then you have a third player, Linya Hilton, who's turning over the ball 2.4 times. You've got 3 players turning over the ball more than twice in a game. And Ny'Ceara Pryor is turning it over a lot, but she's also stealing the ball 3.6 times a game, which is, let me tell you something, that is an amazing stat right there. Ny'Ceara Pryor is a great player. Not taking anything away from her, but she's turning over the ball too much. And her shooting is not the best in the world. Hopefully, the past week, what they've been practicing has been shooting. This is going to be interesting. Now, I'm looking at these two teams. And in most stats, McNeese beats A&M. Right now, according to the ESPN matchup predictor, 76.1% going to A&M. They're saying that A&M's got a 76.1% chance to win this game. McNeese has a 23.9% chance to win this game. If this wasn't at Reed Arena, I'll be quite honest with you. I would go with McNeese. I'm going to say this is a gig 'em game only because it's at home, only because it's home court advantage. McNeese is somebody who doesn't turn over the ball and steals it a lot. No joke. They steal the ball a lot. Dakota Howard, 2.9 times, 2.1 for Jalencia Pierre, 1.3, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, 1.2, 1.1. Yeah, starting to get the picture. This is a thieving school. This is the Robin Hood school of college basketball right here. But because, one, this is an SEC school who has already plowed through a very tough schedule. I will give the Aggies that. They had a rough schedule. Take into the account that they've got home court advantage. You don't think that the Reed Arena will be packed with the Aggies fans? I don't know how many they normally have, but this game is going to mean something. Fat Montajana, hey, she rebounds hot, at a great clip. I think that McNeese has a better than 23.9% chance to win this game. I do. I just think that A&M happened to get lucky. I really do. A&M got lucky. They are literally playing on their home court for this game. Now, I don't know who in the world set this one up, but at the end of the day, if this had been anywhere else, I'd be calling this for the Cowgirls, but I'm not. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.